Hey my business people, in today's Affluent Blacks news report, an interracial couple goes on a $40 million shopping spree over 8 years courtesy of Yale University. Whew. Ralph Lauren does a visually impressive tribute to Morehouse and Spelman College. And Dallas is the fourth most lucrative city for data center real estate and businesses. Could you run a data center for us, by us? From analyzing the most marketable brands to covering luxury lifestyles and business strategies, we've got the motivation you need right here. From Dallas Business Journal, quote, Hyperscale hits North Texas. Region ranks 4th nationally for data center demand. The data center market came roaring back in the second half of last year, propelling the Dallas region to near the top of the country. North Texas climbed to number 4 nationally last year from number 10 as the region landed a more diverse lineup of customers, according to CBRE, the Dallas-based commercial real estate firm. A key part of that growing lineup is what's called Hyperscale. Think big global companies with a massive thirst for computing and storage that snatch up space. The markets that remain ahead of Dallas region include Northern Virginia, Atlanta, and Phoenix, unquote. Now, my brothers and sisters, notice those cities as we have ancestral land there. And pay attention to this last paragraph in this article, quote, at Austin's Digital Realty, demand for data services was strong across both 2020 and 2021, according to Corey Dyer, Chief Revenue Officer. The data center reported record bookings for 2021 with over $500 million in new business, unquote. Whew. Now, this is just one data center. If you recall my video from last year, I propose that those of us with empty family land that are not producing any income should explore the idea of converting your land to data center use and either using their family's lands to build data centers so that we can build our own cloud-based internet infrastructure. This idea is important because right now we may have YouTube channels, social media pages, and websites, but we don't control the hardware underneath. This means that an enemy with an invisible hand can silence us in a heartbeat, leaving us without the ability to make money or communicate with each other. For example, many Black YouTube channels have been demonetized or shut down completely by Google, which is a major big tech company with deep ties to Hollywood and Washington white elites, and either running it yourself if qualified or leasing it to a data center company like this one. This strategy would not only provide monthly revenue, but also position you to help our community host websites and social media platforms that would be far less dependent on the big tech companies. It will also give us a Black Wall Street 2.0 foundation in the cloud with resilience and security controlled by us, for us. Think about it. And if you need a professional cloud computing consultant to help you explore the possibility of converting your family's land into a potential data center, book a session with me and let's take it from there. From respected fashion house Ralph Lauren comes this visually appealing tribute to some venerable, historically Black colleges such as Morehouse and Spelman. It's a very well put together, impressive portfolio of polished, stylish photos in vivid colors that you might find it very appealing. And of course, since Ralph Lauren is in the business of providing impeccably styled clothing, they present a special collection for each school. I'll mention a few quotes from their creative. Ralph Lauren for Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren revisits a legacy of American college style in a partnership with Morehouse and Spelman Colleges, expanding the American narrative. Quote, Morehouse. The mission of Morehouse College is to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. A private, historically Black liberal arts college for men, Morehouse realizes this mission by emphasizing the intellectual and character development of its students and upholds a special responsibility for teaching the history and culture of Black people. people. The Morehouse Collection, authentically inspired by vintage Morehouse sportswear and period tailoring from the early 20th century down to the finest and smallest details. An undaunted spirit, Spelman. Quote, Spelman College, a historically black college and a global leader in the education of women of African descent, is dedicated to academic excellence in the liberal arts and sciences and the intellectual, creative, ethical, and leadership development of its students. Through diverse learning modalities, Spelman empowers the whole person to engage the many cultures of the world and inspires a commitment to positive social change. At Spelman, the highly anticipated white dress tradition marks students' induction into the college and, in turn, their induction into a sacred sisterhood, unquote. Now, I must say, I commend Ralph Lauren on this very nice tribute to Morehouse and Spelman. Now, switching gears in a whole other, rather comical direction, an interracial couple robbed Yale University to the tune of over $40 million over an 8-year shopping spree period. Ooh, wait, what the hell? Dang. The link is below if you want to read the whole article, but I'll read a few excerpts right now. Quote, Yale School of Medicine administrator stole $40 million in computers and electronics from school to fund her lavish lifestyle that included supercars, multiple properties, and European vacations. Damn, she had no financial chill with Yale's endowment money, I see. Quote, Jamie Petrone Codrington, 42, pleaded guilty to federal wire fraud and tax charges punishable by up to 23 years in prison. Her name just had to be Petrone, didn't it? Okay. Quote, until her arrest last year, Petrone Codrington worked as Director of Finance and Administration at Yale University School of Medicine. Court documents allege that over the course of 8 years, Petrone Codrington stole $40 million worth of computers and electronics from the school. Stolen property was sold to an out-of-state company, and Petrone Codrington used the proceeds to buy 4 homes and 6 luxury cars, which includes a top-of-the-line premium Cadillac Escalade. Damn. How did she do it? This is where I want my fellow business people and executives to pay attention. Yale allowed her too much discretion to spend up to $10,000 at any time on any kind of budgetary items, basically. Quote, to cover up her crimes, Petrone Codrington broke up the fraudulent purchases into orders below the $10,000 threshold that would require additional approval, unquote. Now, this is tough as executives often need to trust their direct reports to do the right thing, of course. But I strongly advise that you audit all accounting ledgers quarterly or every 6 months. With modern cloud-based accounting systems making audits more cost-effective, it's time to consider more frequent reviews of managerial budgets and expenditures to catch dishonest employees earlier before tens of millions of dollars disappear like this one. It's kind of funny story too, nevertheless. All right. And that wraps up this report. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help this channel grow more. And if you want to advertise with us, we're setting up a Patreon feature to allow you to do that more efficiently. Until the next video, take care, business warriors.